Hello there. Just to let you know, this is the second painting that I've done this morning, and the second flower I've done in this painting. My name is Anya Devine. Thanks for joining me. This is a painting that I did at a workshop in the summer, and I've just painted that one in a video that should be uploading now. And the next one I want to do is it this one? Yeah. Oh, they're falling towards me. Actually, maybe I could just leave you closer. I'm going to do this one next. Hopefully you're not going to continue falling all the way down, because I think it's quite good, isn't it, to be able to see the close-up. And what I'm working on here is I'm looking at a photo of a daisy. No, I'm not looking at a photo. I'm looking across at a painting I did of a daisy from the same... No, it wasn't. It was from... yeah, something I just painted at home in the living room. And I recently added daisies onto it. And see that daisy there? That's the one I'm going to work on, I think. No, it's not. It's the one across the way, that one. That's the one I'm going to look at in order to describe it here, because it looks to me to be about the same shape as that one. Yeah. Okay, so here goes. I've got myself set up, and I was thinking I would just do the gerber, but then, you know, when you get on a roll, sometimes it's good to just keep at it, isn't it? What do I want to do now? I want to make a kind of a grey colour that'll work for the background here, so that I can identify the shape of the spaces between the petals, so that it reads similar to this colour here. Maybe a little bit darker. So what'll I use? I think if I were to use burnt umber, that's burnt umber there mixed with ultramarine blue. Those two together I think should give me a dark grey. That one mixed with white will be similar enough to the background colour there. Not too bad. Yeah. And if I want to darken it, I can. Okay, so I'm going to turn the daisy so it's facing me a little bit more. It is actually darker, isn't it, than the colour? Which is okay, because I wanted it to be a little bit more dominant as a way of describing this flower for me. So what am I doing now? I'm going to get those three sticking up high. And then the centre of the daisy might come down a little bit lower. And then there's a little flash of dark here. And there's a space between. It's not all dark though. It's only dark at the top. I mean, I don't have to religiously follow the image on that painting, but I think when, you know, it's helpful to have as few variables as possible when you're, you know, not to have to make things up too quickly. And you want to make it work for your painting, of course, but I don't want to start taking shortcuts. Is what I think might be an easier flower to explain. You know, I want to actually paint what's here, and then if it needs to be adjusted to fit to this painting, I can consider that later on. So I'm just beginning to make it clear for myself where the petals are, where the darks and lights are. There's a very dark line here dividing some petals from each other. See, I wasn't sure if I wanted it to overlap the orange flower or not, but let's go with it and see. I can always wipe it away, seeing as it's oil paint. It stays wet for longer than the acrylic. And then there's two here. Someone got in touch with me yesterday to say that he had watched the three videos of me painting Callum. If you're watching today now, thanks very much for your letter. It was nice to hear from you, your email. He had finished watching the 3 videos of me painting Callum, who's Erin's boyfriend, from about 3 years ago. And he, well, she's still going out with him, but the painting I made of him was about 3 years ago. He modelled for some videos for my online course, actually. Anyway, he's done he's looked at the 3 videos and now he's bought the brushes, and he's going to have a go at working in this way with the flat brushes in watercolour, not in this way that I'm using now, although it is similar, I suppose, because the brushes are flat, but the Rosemary & Co brushes that he's ordered are, you know, flat 2-inch brushes. It's the Anya Divine set, and it's a 2-inch brush, the 1-inch brush, and a 1.5-inch flat brush for use with watercolour. I just love how those brushes help me to be economic with my mark making. I like to try and, if best I can, kind of make the shape with 1 mark rather than 50. But sometimes it doesn't work that way, and you have to try and go back and make it look like you only used 1 mark to paint something that took you forever. I think there's something pleasing about economy of mark, she says, hammering away at the edge. Right, let's see now, how's that looking? It's beginning to form, isn't it? There's something about the red in there that I want to diminish. I want to make that more the colour that I'm seeing in the background here, which is more of a blue-grey than a red-grey. Anyway, I could have a look at some crook housemutes. In fact, there's some on the windowsill there behind this jug. Can you see them? But they're, as you can see, they're the worse for wear. But you know, it's that kind of thing that I was trying to explain with the splashes of orange, high flow acrylic ink. So it might be that I might explain those in a bit more detail later, you never know. Again, no, I don't want to do too much here. I don't want to give away too much information. I mean, already it reads as a daisy, doesn't it? So there's an argument for just leaving it alone now as it is. I put it back and see what you think of the full thing with that daisy in it. See what I think of the full thing with that daisy. Yeah, I'm inclined to almost just leave it alone. Because I think on the whole, if I bring it up to a high level of detail, then this one will demand the same, and I maybe need to bridge the gap if it's too big a gap between the really loose areas and the very detailed areas. So I don't want to have to do that. So I might, in an unprecedented move, I might actually leave that alone. Oh, it's quite a hard thing for me to do that. And this part is annoying me a bit because they're like fingers sticking up, so I am going to work on those a little bit more. Yeah. Just to merge them a little bit with the background there. Don't know if I made it better or worse. I hear you say worse. Right, I'm going to just put in the petal that I see there. Okay, I'm going to leave that now. And you know, it's a funny thing. You'd think that after drawing so many daisies, I'd be quite happy to invent this one here. But I don't feel very happy at all about what I'm about to do, which is to place the centre of a daisy without looking at it. I certainly don't want to do too many things when I've not got a daisy in front of me as reference. So she'll stop me if I go too far. I think maybe what I'd like to do there is to bring in some white, thick white petals. Just on this side here maybe. It's weird looking up and seeing nothing in front of me to work from. It's unusual. Really need to get myself some clean solvent. It's like when I dipped the brush in there, it came out grey. think that's enough. It reads as a daisy, doesn't it? I could always put a touch of the Payne's Grey seeing as I've got it. No, I'm just going to put a tiny bit there. I was going to start getting trigger happy between the petals, but I don't really want to do that. Alright, so I'd say that's it for this one. Thanks very much for joining me. Push it back there. So that's how it's looking. There's a feeling of the abundance of the season about this painting. I've been kind of thrilling at the whole, the whole dripping with abundance of autumn. Like there's loads of, it's just like effulgent. Like there's so much life and kind of expanded, buzzing life around the place, and that feels a bit like that to me. I don't know if I want to do much more to that painting. That's the one that I was looking at for the daisies over there. So I did have a reference, but not for the sideways daisy. I just did. Okay guys, thanks very much for joining me, and I hope you have a lovely day wherever you are, and I'll see you next time, maybe for the other painting, to do a bit more to that one. And I'm considering starting up with a company that sell work direct from artists online, so I'll point you in the direction of that when I've got these ready for sale. Alright, take care, bye.